everyone, and welcome back to our channel. And as you can tell, tonight we're back in the kitchen because I'm going to try a recipe for you. This recipe is brand new. I found it on Facebook, and it's the one that I bought all the onions for that I wanted to try. It's called fried onion patties. They look like hash browns or little potato cakes. Now, I'm not a big fan of onions at all. In fact, I pick the onions off my hamburgers when I get a hamburger. Chopped up in relish or potato salad or something like that's fine, but I'm just not a real big, like green onions that you pull out of your garden, I just don't do them. But this particular recipe just looked really interesting to me. And since it does have potatoes added in there with some other ingredients, I thought, well, it might be okay. And plus, I'm going to take part of it over to my neighbor. Hope he likes onions, because this is 5 onions. Yeah, I know. That seems like a lot. But we're going to give it a try. Hope I don't have another fail like I did with the sad cake. Let me set my tripod down over here, and I'll show you what it calls for. Need are 5 onions. And you peel the onions, cut them in half, and then cut the halves in slices. That's what I've got here. If you can see, I'll pick one up and show you. This is how I put the half, and then I sliced it like that. Does that make sense? Then you need 2 eggs, which I haven't beat the eggs up or nothing. I've just got them in the bowl. I'm going to put them in there and beat them. 1 potato grated up. Now, on this particular potato, I didn't take the skin off. I didn't peel it. I just washed it real good and grated it with the skin on. I know most of the nutrients are in the skins, and plus I thought it might help make the patties a little brown. So that's the potato. And I tried, since it's 5 onions, I tried to find the biggest potato in the bag that I had. So that's what I got in there. A teaspoon of salt. 2 tablespoons of flour, regular flour, not self-rising. 2 tablespoons of breadcrumbs, and I use those panko breadcrumbs. I can't even talk. It said a handful of herbs. Didn't specify what kind or anything. So I used a little bit of Italian seasoning and parsley flakes for my herbs. Herbs, however you say that. Some people say herbs, some people say herbs. Anyway, those are in here. There's my herbs. A teaspoon of salt. There's another teaspoon of salt right up here. I'll show you in a minute why there was 2 measurements of salt. 1 teaspoon of pepper, black pepper, right there. And 1 teaspoon of garlic. Now, I have fresh garlic in the icebox, but I was too lazy to peel it and slash it up. So I just got some of my garlic flakes, peppery things in the jar, and I'm going to use those. And then oil for frying, which I've got that on the skillet. We'll go over there in a minute. Now, the first thing you do, it says you place your onions in the bowl, which I have them here. Then you cover it with water. Didn't say if it's supposed to be cold or hot water, so I'm going to use cold water. Okay. I'm going to do this. You're supposed to mix them, but I really probably need to put that down in the sink, or I'm going to have a mess all over. You put the onions in there and cover them with water, and then you add your salt. And then you're supposed to mix it by hand. I guess so you can get some more of that stinky salt smell on your hand. I didn't understand that part. That's why I say I hate getting my hands down in here, because I'm afraid I'm going to get water all over the place. I'd like to do it down in the sink, but just mix them around. It didn't say how long. It just said to mix them by hand. I guess to get the salty in there. So I get them all broken apart and mixed. Then you're going to drain the water off. So I'm going to use my little strainer thing over here. And it says after you drain them, you're supposed to put them in another bowl. It's a weird recipe. Seriously, it's a weird recipe. 5 onions and doing all this stuff. So I'm draining all the water out. And then even though the water's out, I put it in a different bowl. So I'm just going to pick it up. I'm just going to pick it up out of here and throw it in here. Probably going to, be a little bit more water down in the bottom, even though I drained it really good. So that's why I pick them up by my hand. Get them out. A little bit more water. Okay. And once you can see, once you put that water on there and salt, mix them around, it breaks them all to pieces. Here comes the fun part. After you do that, place it in a different bowl. Then you add the 2 eggs. I'm going to go ahead and break these eggs up before I put them in there. I got potatoes all over the place. I'm going to go ahead and break them up. Put your 2 eggs in. The potato. Here goes my potato. The flour. Here comes the flour. I'm going to try to sprinkle it around because I can tell right now this is going to be very difficult. I should have had a bigger bowl, but I had no idea how much it was going to make. The breadcrumbs. The herbs. Basically everything. Get my herbs all in there. Get her all herbed up. The other teaspoon of salt, that's where the other teaspoon comes in. You put one in the water that you soak it in, then you put the other one in there. The black pepper and your garlic, and it says mix with a spoon. That's why I got this spoon handy. Alrighty, now we're going to see how this goes, mixing it with a spoon. I got it partly mixed. Now I'm going to stop the camera and go ahead and mix the rest of it, and then I'll come back and show you when I get it all done. You can see we're over here at the stove. I'm getting ready to cook them, but let me show you what they look like. I'll know next time if I make these, if they turn out good, to use a bigger bowl. Because let me tell you, it was hard getting in there mixing. This is what they look like all mixed together. Kind of looks like, them potatoes look like tuna fish. All mixed in with my onions. But anyway, that's how I just had troubles getting in there. But next time if I make it, if it's good, I'll get a bigger bowl where I can really get in there and mix them eggs up. So I got all done. Then it says, and when your oil comes to your heat, turn this down to medium. It ain't hot enough yet. I just turned it on a little while ago. Then you drop 3 spoonfuls in the grease. So let's let this get a little bit heated up more. In the meantime, I'll keep stirring. Okay, it looks like the grease is bubbly now, and I'm going to try it. It says to drop 3 spoonfuls in, so that's exactly what we're going to do. 1, 2, oh gosh. This pan's big enough I can put 4 spoonfuls in there, so I'm going to put another one over here. All right. And then I guess we just let them cook. I don't know if y'all can see them cooking in there. Yeah, you can see them a little bit. The thing I'm worried about is if they're going to spread out and come all to pieces instead of staying together like a patty, because that's what it looks like they're going to do, is just come out and be fried onions. No patties to them. Why do I always get the recipes that never turn out? You know, you watch the people making them on the videos and they look good. But then when you try them, it's like, ugh. So I don't know. Oh, Lordy. What have I done? All I'm doing is frying onions, y'all. Frying onions. Oh, gosh. Whoever invented this recipe made me waste 5 onions. Because it seemed to me like it should have had 4 eggs and a whole lot more flour and breadcrumbs than just, 2 tablespoons of it. And they're not even getting brown. They smell really good. They do smell good. I got to give them that. They smell wonderful. But they are not sticking together. Patties sticking together. All the rest of them have already separated. And they're not brown at all. So I don't know how much longer it's going to take for them to get brown. They ain't even brown like an onion ring. If it was brown like an onion ring, I'd take them out. It said fry them till brown and flip them over. Honey, there ain't going to be no flipping on this. Everything's falling all to pieces. I can flip these like this. Look, see? See how they fell all to pieces? I got this one right here that held together. All the rest of them are in pieces. I'm going to hold them together like this against the side of the pan and cook them. Maybe they'll stick together. No, that ain't going to work. Well, I'm mad now. Oh, this is aggravating. Makes me not want to cook another thing. Or at least nothing more on Facebook. All these recipes that I've got have come off Facebook. Like that stupid sad cake. That was a Facebook recipe. Fried onions, y'all. I mean, I guess if a person was going to fry them up like this and put them on hamburgers, it'd be pretty good. You know, like a patty melt or something. Fry up your onions, but sure. All right, I'm going to go ahead and try getting some out. Because these right here are already brown enough. You know what they remind me of? Durkee's French fried onions. That's exactly what they remind me of. Durkee's French fried onions. Y'all, since they was coming apart anyway, I just went ahead and dumped a whole bunch of them in there like fried potatoes. I'm just going to fry them up like that. Because whenever you cook them like this, they're going to fry in one big old patty anyway. So that's what I did. I just dumped them in there like this. I'm just going to fry them up. It's like fried potatoes, only it's fried onions. Y'all had to change burners because that other burner back there seemed like the flames were getting low. Maybe they're clogged up and they weren't getting enough gas coming through them. They seemed like they wasn't really cooking at all, so I moved it up here on the front burner. But it's not doing any better. It's not making patties at all. It's just frying them all up in a big blob. So that's what I've got. So I'm going to go ahead and fry them up like that. I might be able to just use them for a side dish on something. Look, y'all. I made me some turkey fried onions. That's what it did. A big old blob of mess of nothing. No patties. Just individually fried onions. But I did test a little bit off that first batch. They do have a good flavor. So I think I might be able to, I don't know, incorporate it in some other recipes. Maybe, like I said, a hamburger and put it on that. I don't know. Green beans casserole with the turkey onions and use this instead of the turkey onions. But yeah, I'd like to find the person that come up with this recipe and punch them in the nose. Because it's horrible. Another fail, y'all. Don't make this, y'all. Don't make it. Do not do that recipe, y'all. It's horrible. But thank you guys. Let me lift you up. Thank you guys for coming and watching anyway when I made this mess. I appreciate every one of you. And y'all come back and see me any old time. Bye for this one.